What's up guys, Lon here from Android Authority, and it's been a while since I've made one of these Meet the Team videos. I believe the last one that I made was like 2 years ago, maybe a little bit longer than that, somewhere around that time. It's been a while, so I wanted to make a video updating that just to update you guys on how I've been, what I've been up to and things like that. And on top of that, I also want to give you guys sort of a behind the scenes look, give you guys a little bit of a desk tour of my setup here around the office, and also talk a little bit about how I shoot video and the equipment that I use to achieve the shots that you see in a lot of my videos. So first things first, the first thing that has changed quite a bit is that I moved 3 times since I've started making videos for Android Authority. Actually, no, I've moved twice. I moved twice, yeah, twice. Anyways, so when I first started making videos for Android Authority, I was actually living in my parents' house. And I have no shame in admitting that. If you're Asian, you totally understand, because Asian people tend to just stick together and stay at their parents' house for an extremely long amount of time. But I did move out shortly after joining Android Authority, and I moved into a 2-bedroom apartment, but I was with a roommate, so I still only had 1 room to myself, and I was still working out of my own bedroom, but I had a lot more flexibility as to when I could shoot and when I could record audio because I was in my own space and I didn't really have to concern myself with my parents and stuff like that. So I definitely had a lot more freedom in my own place, but at the same time, it was still really cramped because I was working out of my own bedroom. But that was when you saw this particular setup right here, which was basically just the one desk with the iMac sitting on it. And I tried my best not to show the entire bedroom. I really just only showed the office portion of it, but it was really rough to do that because it was so cramped. But now I am in this place, and I've been in this place for the past, I want to say 6 to 8 months now. So I've been here for a while and I really enjoy it. This is another 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom apartment, but I'm here by myself. I do not have a roommate this time around, so I have both rooms to myself, and I'm actually using the master bedroom as the office, and I use the smaller room as my bedroom. And you might be wondering why I use the master bedroom as my office. Well, that's because it's the bigger room and it has more room for me to move stuff around, more room for me to expand if I want to, and it also has a lot more storage capacity for storing all my devices and all my camera equipment, all my gear, all that good stuff, which I'll talk about in a second. Now, as far as everything else, I'm still pretty much the same person as I was 2 years ago or 2.5 years ago when I started making videos for Android Authority. I still am into the same stuff. I still really love sports, still am really into music, still am really into dancing, although I don't do it as much as I would like. And I'm still really into superheroes and comic book movies and all that good stuff, as you can tell from everything that's on my desk and hanging up on the wall. But enough about me. I don't want to ramble on too much, so let's go ahead and move on to my desk setup, and I'll talk a little bit about how I shoot video. So this is my desk and setup that you guys have seen in my videos for the past several months, and like I said, I chose to put this setup in the master bedroom because it's a much bigger room and gives me a lot more flexibility. Starting with the desks themselves, these are the matte white Linmon style tabletops from IKEA, and all together with the legs, they are really inexpensive at $40, so I went ahead and got 2 of them and put them together in an L shape. Now you'll notice that one of them has a bright green accent going around the sides of the tabletop, and it's actually nothing more than green colored Scotch tape. I really like the look of it, and it's an easy and cheap way to make a white desk not look so plain. For decoration, I have a lot of superhero, Star Wars, and Android figurines on my desk, and I know not everyone is a fan of having knickknacks on their desks, but this is all stuff that I enjoy and love collecting, and it just looks good in the background of videos. For lighting, I have Philips Hue bloom lights sitting on the corners of my desk that project light up against the wall, and to fill in the space in between the bloom lights is an LED strip running behind the desk. I've talked about these lights in length in a previous video, so I won't say too much about them here, but they're awesome lights and can really spruce up any setup that you have in your home. Along the walls, I have a large wall art of downtown Kansas City, which I also got from IKEA, and on the adjacent wall, I have this Spider-Man canvas art that I picked up from Amazon, and I think both of these together fill up the walls really well and complete the look of my office. My main editing machine that I use is a 2013 iMac, and even though it's a couple years old now, it still runs really well and has more than enough power to edit my videos. The keyboard and mouse that I'm currently using are both made by Logitech. I have the Logitech K750 wireless wireless keyboard, and I absolutely love this keyboard because it has a dedicated number pad and it's solar powered, so you don't have to charge it or replace the batteries like you would with Apple's own keyboard. The mouse I'm using is a mouse that a lot of people are probably familiar with, but this is the MX Master, and it's a pretty awesome mouse. It's comfortable and definitely a great mouse for casual use and for editing. You'll also find a Blue Yeti microphone sitting on my desk, but even though it's plugged in, I don't ever actually use it except for maybe when I'm on the occasional podcast, but for the most part, it's just there for decoration. For shooting video, the camera that I'm currently using is the Canon 70D paired with the Sigma 18-35 f1.8 lens as my primary lens. I also have a Tiffen variable ND filter mounted on the front of my lens, which allows me to shoot wide open at f1.8, regardless of if I'm shooting outdoors on a bright sunny day or indoors under the lighting of my softboxes. The tripod that I use is the Manfrotto 055 series tripod with a 502 head, which is what allows me to get those really smooth pans when shooting product shots. I also have a secondary Manfrotto tripod, and the reason why I have two tripods is so that I can mount my Canova K2 slider whenever I feel like doing those fancy slider shots that you've probably seen many times in my videos. So if you've ever wondered how I go about getting those shots, the Canova slider is what allows me to achieve them. As for audio, I mostly record audio with my Audio-Technica 875R shotgun microphone that's hooked up to a Zoom H4n via XLR. This is the audio that you'll usually hear when I'm sitting in front of the camera talking, but if I'm doing purely voiceover work, then I'll just record the audio directly into the H4n. For editing, I use Final Cut Pro 10 or Final Cut Pro X, and I love Final Cut because it's a very powerful piece of editing software, but at the same time, it's very simple, and I've gotten so used to editing with it that it works really well for me and my workflow that I can't really see myself using anything else to edit video. But that pretty much wraps it up for this video, guys. Hopefully you all enjoyed this little update video, this desk setup tour, and a little bit of behind the scenes look of how I shoot and edit video. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, and also subscribe to the channel, which is down below if you haven't already, and follow us on social media, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, Google+, all that good stuff. Those links will be down below, and if you have any more questions, feel free to tweet me. That link is also down below. And check out the website as well, androidauthority.com, because we are your source for all things Android.